Hey, 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 my pals, we're back for Thursday tips and a friendly, encouraging nudge for you to go repurpose that PLR stash. I know it's sitting on your hard drives. What am I talking about? PLR, private label rights, aka done for you content, aka licensed content, white label content. Some of my great friends and business owners and mighty pals even produce fantastic done for you content. And most of the rest of you mighty pals, I know you've bought some and it's sitting on your hard drive and it's not getting repurposed and reused and recycled the way that it should be, which means that you just spent money on it and then what? It can be such a time saver. It is a brain starter. Even if you don't use it exactly as it is, and you probably shouldn't use it exactly 100% as it is, it's a whole other discussion. It's inspiration. It's a way that you don't stare at a blank screen. It's a brain starter. It is a way to complement all of your offers. It's a way for you to create your offers. But if you don't spend too much time editing and making it your own, or you don't make the mistake of leaving money on the table by buying a giant package of PLR content and then only using like a little bit of it, or buying things that are written as text and thinking, well, that's the only thing you can do with it. No, look, it is a perfect spot for smart, mighty repurposing, which means that we are going to change the format that it came in and use it on different platforms. That's part of the Find Your Content Repurposing Mojo workshop that I've been talking about for a while. And yes, we're going to have a demo where I'm going to show you using a piece of PLR and turning it into something else. So just because you bought it as a package of articles doesn't mean they have to stay as blog posts or become an ebook or anything else textual for that matter. You know, you bought something and it came as a multi-page report. Well, that thing might be better off as a series of emails or a series of videos or a workshop, even a miniature course. Because let's face it, especially the last few years, and our attention spans have shrunk, and nobody's sitting down and reading. I'm a bookworm and I'm not reading. I'm not going to sit down and read an 18-page report, even if it's really, really good. Like I picked up somebody's free report the other day, and I have to admit my heart skipped a beat, and I'm like, are you kidding me? It's 77 pages in this PDF? You've got to be joking. But the topic was really juicy, and honestly, the PDF, lots of graphics, big type, lots of white spaces. It was not a report. It's also pretty easy to skim through. And yes, I will also admit that probably the last 15 pages of the report were a sell for a workshop. So there was, I don't know how many pages of actual content that were in there. Good, but a little misleading. Still, the point is, you've got content. You're sitting on it right now. And we want to get it out there so that it's working for you, so that it's attracting the right for you audience of clients and customers for your business, so that it gets you off of the hamster wheel of having to think of things from scratch every week. So there's so many, I think there's so many fact that there are so many possibilities for what you can do with content, and especially private label rights or licensed content, that sometimes we don't even know where to start. So let's today talk about some quick tips on reusing and repurposing a piece of PLR. So now there's a bonus video just for my mighty pals in the Mighty Marketing Mojo Facebook group that has a demo on how we did a little bit of reformatting and how I was reusing a piece of PLR. And we're going to do a little snippet of that also in here in today's live as well. And this is most importantly, this is definitely something we are demonstrating in full during the two-part workshop that is coming up on May 10th and 11th. I'm doing this live. In fact, the whole second part of the workshop on the 11th is the demonstrations and having participants and attendees get to sit in a mighty seat as we come up with ideas for repurposing their content. And we're going to go through a PLR example. There's also an unannounced, sort of semi-announced bonus if you join the workshop. You can send me a piece of content, something that you have an idea that you want to reuse, something that's your own, something that was a piece of PLR, perhaps, and you're like, I need some ideas on how to repurpose this. This is what I'm thinking about. What are your suggestions? And I'll give you a personal recommendation and a walkthrough video of that, but only if you sign up for the workshop. That way we can work on repurposing together during the month of May. So make sure that you register, and I will drop a comment in the links below with the coupon code that you want to use. It's called reuse30. Save $30. So a few of the ways that we can reformat and repurpose any of our content, but especially that white label perks done for you. White label perks. I just mentioned one of my favorite PLR sellers. White label content from White Label Perks, or Piggy Makes Bank, or Coach Glue, or Color Monthly PLR, or any of the other fantastic sellers of private label rights content. No matter what format it's in to begin with. Remember, doesn't have to stay text. But what are some of those things that it could turn into? Well, you could be using pieces of it, if you want to keep it as text, in your weekly, your bi-weekly, however many times a week or a month you send your email newsletters. You can add those tips into other emails. Yes, even your promotional or your sales emails, into those welcome emails, those things that are in your autoresponders and your automations. By all means, use the text and make it a blog post. Here's a way to refresh and recycle. Take snippets from newer PLR that you've published and go back and update your older blog posts. Add content to them, especially if you've been blogging a while and some of those earlier posts, like some of mine, were a little on the light side when I started 10 years ago. It looked like expanded tweets. Some of those have been hidden. If it was a really good topic, maybe just go back and add some content to it. Checklists, worksheets, and workbooks. Checklists, worksheets, and workbooks are honestly the best types of lead magnets you could put out right now as email-free gifts to get people into your lists, as a way to have a content upgrade in a blog post. Why? They're short, they're easy for people to take action on and see results, and they're easy to then lead into some sort of a paid training, group coaching, group program, your services, one-on-one. Easy wins makes for happy audience members for becoming happy customers. You could certainly turn PLR into a short e-course. You could deliver it fully via email, or you could deliver it as short pre-recorded videos. You could even do it where you're never appearing on camera on the video, or you could turn it into social live videos like these. Here's a meta question. Is this video PLR? I don't know. Leave me a comment and let me know if you think I started with licensed content for creating this video today. Social media posts. Why are you sitting there staring at trying to figure out what on earth are you going to post on Facebook or in Instagram, or what are you going to do as a reel? You know, don't be dancing. Don't be dancing and singing and trying to jump on every hot trend. Be you. Be what your audience needs, and yes, reuse content. Reuse content that came from your emails, your blog posts, and your PLR stash. There's also ways you can do those nurturing posts, those community building posts, and yes, your promotional posts on social media. PLR could even be in a guest post. By all means, webinars, workshops, trainings, as the podcast, a basis of your own podcast episode, or something that you're talking about in someone else's. And of course, all the different kinds of video. Look, there's more. Drop a comment down below for me and tell me how else have you used a piece of PLR. If you're watching live or on the replay, let me know. How did you use a piece of PLR in the last week? I could challenge you to, or sometime in the last month, anytime recently, one of those ideas that we talked about. So today's tip in the mini challenge that we're going to start easy here. We're going to open a folder, go find some piece of PLR where you stashed it. And I really hope you have things organized so you can find it easily. That's another thing we're going to talk about in the Find Your Repurposing Mojo workshop, is make sure you organize your content so that it makes it easier to find it, so that you can reuse it and recycle it and or repurpose it. Thanks to the way that I've named things, it was easy for me to go back and find the emails that I wrote when I promoted the very first version of this workshop almost exactly 2 years ago. I haven't taught this live in 2 years. And I've got those files, those emails, all of that. But I can, yes, I'm going to reuse it and repurpose it. I'm repurposing the content workshop about repurposing. It's getting updated and live and more examples and more experience in the 2 years since I've done this. So we're going to go to that folder where you've got some licensed content, and you're going to pick something that came primarily as text, as articles, blog posts. Maybe it's even a report. But we're going to pick just one thing. Now, if you need to, scan it. If it's been a while since you've looked at it, maybe you've never really looked at it. Okay, we're going to look at it. And we're just going to scan, and we're going to go look for, we're going to find a tip, a good tip. We're just looking for, like, a few sentences, a paragraph. Maybe there's like a little miniature chapter if it was a e-report, something that can be condensed and just gives us, sort of those golden nuggets that we're going to share. Highlight it, bold it, copy it into a new document if you want, have it ready to look at so that we can reuse it. Now, we're going to go with one of two easy ways to repurpose this content. If you're here watching me live, you can drop me a comment and tell me how you want to see me demo and repurpose the licensed content that I have open over here on my other screen. One, we're going to write a short introduction. We're going to add that tip that we grabbed out of the licensed content. We're going to write a quick closing with a call to action, and boom, that's an email that we can send out in the next week. Or two, we're going to open Canva and we're going to create a graphic with, again, a key tip or a key part of those series of tips. And then we're going to use that in social media. And then, of course, we can write the caption for it on social media and, again, include a call to action if we have it. Maybe the call to action is to like it, comment, follow us, get on our list. Lots of different calls to action. Right now, we're just going to pick one. Just one of those things to do. We're going to turn something with text into something else. So I'll let you know what in the comments. Someone's going to let me know what we want me to do. And the main thing is, if you're like me and you love Canva, we don't want to get lost in there for hours. We want to just bang that graphic out and get it scheduled for your chosen social media platform. Use templates and things like that are already in Canva. Use your own templates if you've gotten them built into Canva. If writing is more your style and your list needs some love and you're more wordy, then go, please. Let's do that. Follow that way. Write that email. It can be super short and you're going to get it scheduled to send out. Don't overthink this, okay? So we're going to do Canva. All right, we're going to do Canva. Email is good. We're going to do Canva. So let's pop over here. Boom. Hey, thinking that might be one of the options was chosen. I've got it prepped and ready to go. We're going to hide that for a second. I went in and I even went into Canva and I'm like, I don't want to think about this too hard. And I chose a Facebook size for the post. And that even actually, I think I put over here under the, what are you going to design? I'm like, Canva. I'm like, I don't know. Give me a tips template. Or, after I chose Facebook, put up here under templates, I said tips. And so I picked one. I'm like, okay, cool. Now this, you can see there's a doctor. So this was originally a set of these are wellness tips. We're going to turn them into content creation tips. So the other thing is over here, I have a piece of licensed content and it has content creation ideas. Getting kind of meta here right now. So I don't need all of this. I don't. We're going to look here and we're going to find a couple of things we see. Okay, I see things like these headlines. I'm skimming the text, social media Q&A, borrowing from blogs here, interviews, audio, video, reviews. Okay. This is pretty good. Quotes, some more videos. It's kind of long, audio. So I'm going to go back through here and it's like, what can we do? How can we pull out some content here that's going to fit that little format of that, it's going to be some tips. So maybe it's going to be this. Maybe we're going to look at social media questions and blogs. Maybe that's going to be where we're going to pull from here. We're doing this completely on the fly, but that's okay. Shows you it doesn't have to take long to do this. Don't overthink it. So we're going to, first thing we're going to do, let's replace the doctor guy. So I went over here under elements. Now, caveat, folks, I have a Canva Pro account, so you can see all these little things with the little crown icons that say Pro. Yeah, I don't have to pay for those. But now here, this one over here, these little guys, you can also click that, and you can search down here and tell me just free. So if you have the free account, you can tell it when you're searching elements, hey, give me only square things, give me only purple things, or give me only the free things. So I put in, I wanted a 3D businesswoman because there's these cool new Canva graphics that are 3D. So I'm looking, going like, okay, I'm not quite sure what boxing has to do with that. She looks a little Lego-ish. She's kind of cool. I don't know. I'm like, I'm not necessarily loving it. Oh, all right. We're gonna delete him, and oh, all right. I kind of like her. A little young, but okay, kind of cool. We're gonna just fit her in here, and I have to admit that Canva's throwing me some cool things here. I'm like, I'm not exactly sure what the numbers mean here. There's been some wonderful changes inside of Canva, and I haven't tweaked that lately. So, Mighty Marketing Mojo. Just make sure we get our branding and stuff in here first off. And that's not my font, so that's my brand font. And let's change that to, we'll do that. How do we look at that? It's okay. So, also, let's see, green. How do I change? I want to edit this image, and I'm not. So it's interesting that the image is it's not one of their elements in their actual photo. However, sure, we can make some adjustments. Somehow, I don't know, with a filter? Oh, no, that's not it. Like, I want to make it a different color. Like, Oh, no, those are oceanic. You know, I'm not loving it. There are ways that we could adjust that, but you know what? I'd rather this just be an icon. So we're going to just delete these, and we're going to go and get a graphic element of a check mark so that I don't have to try and recolor the photos. So the content creation tip. So what was one of them was to, this is one. This is the content creation tips. You'll answer the first 3 questions you get. Ooh, I think you could. So you could run an AMA on social. Say, what are people asking in other groups? So let's just position that a little bit. What else is, again, we're going for quick. So let's see what else. Interested here, cool. Me borrow party flags. So okay, content creation tips. Share 3 tips from a blog post. Let's just come on. Want to make that, see if I can make that fit here in the screen a little bit better. All right, we might have to shrink that down actually, just so that it fits, and I don't have to worry about making a new bigger white box. What else are we gonna say? Ooh, we could interview 3 people in your niche, and let's just make sure that fits that as well. So we're gonna make that a little bit smaller. Excuse me, they're not all perfect here, don't worry about it. And then one more idea before we go find our quote marks. Let's see. we're gonna, let's see, turn an email into social video. Again, these aren't perfect, but I think you get the idea. You can also see that I'm going to need to change the font because it's not my font either. Done one more. Meanwhile, let's see. We're going to select all of them. I just hit shift on that, and all of them get to be, we'll go with Roboto. Oh, that makes them fit a whole lot better in the screen. So the other thing we're going to do real quick, let's see. I'm going to change the color. Okay, that's better, sort of. Let's see, darker there, and make that one be. Oh no, not digging in that. Okay, kind of. So we'll do maybe that, and for that blue, we'll choose that. Brand colors saved in makes this time. So, okay, not bad. And if we want to go back real quick and look at our elements, let's give me a check mark. And oh, see, look. Let's do that. Except that's the wrong shade of green. So what if we made it that color, and then we make it really, really small? Okay, to do this, I'm going to have to make this big so that I can figure out how to make the check mark fit in box. Okay, not bad. Nope, there we go. So we can shift that over a little bit. And then really quickly, we're just going to go copy, 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 copy. Hopefully I copied enough of them, but we'll see. So we're going to put that there. Shift that a little bit. And then we're going to use some of the wonderful functions of Canva to, align these things so that all of my little check marks are aligned properly. And oh, we have enough of them. Again, is it absolutely perfect graphic design here? No, folks, but that's okay. It's good enough. So I'm going to select all of these again. I'm going to shift and select them. And we're going to check their position, and we're going to go center alignment. And all right, that looks niftier. And there we go. Now we have something that is useful. This is educational social media content. If it links back to a blog post I've got, great. I could easily link this to my workshop. I could link it to coaching, a program, any other thing like that. And it didn't take me very long. And I didn't have to sit here and go, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna fill out in this template that looks pretty good? But what tips do I have? I went and I grabbed them straight from PLR. And then I can even, because I have Canva Pro, I could schedule this directly to Facebook right from, that share button. See, there's my Facebook page. The Facebook group is in there as well. Easy peasy. So watch for that image. Hopefully it's going to show up somewhere in Mighty Marketing Mojo. Make sure you leave me a comment when you do see it. Again, we're not overthinking this. I want you to get into the habit of doing this once per week. Go back into that same piece of licensed content, that PLR that you already opened, pull out another tip, creating another email, or creating another social post. That was kind of a long piece of licensed content that I could go back and easily create related social posts from it. Start with this really simple reusing and repurposing. If it helps you to keep things in a similar format, text to text, do that. This is primarily text to text. It's different because now it's graphic text, or it's an email. That's still a different format. You're meeting people where they are. They're not going to read a blog post. They may be reading your email, or maybe they're not reading your emails and they're reading your blog post, vice versa. Keep it simple because that's what helps you build the habit, which means mojo, which is the entire purpose of the Find Your Content Repurposing Mojo workshop, to help you set that habit. And that bonus is for you to send me as a participant in the workshop. You pay to get in there with me, you join, you get the checklist, you get the recordings, and you get some additional ongoing help. Send me that piece of content So we can, as you're working over the course of 30 days after the workshop, so we make sure that you're setting that habit and repurposing is becoming easier for you. Then when it's getting to be easier, then you can turn around and take more of your text and make it into videos. Take videos and make them back into text. Repurpose a PowerPoint into social graphics or social friendly videos. I did that as a demonstration once as well. So we're doing this. I'm going to show you more of this. I'm going to show you how easy this can be if you think about it and you think about the repurposing. When you sit down to go, all right, I need content. I need to send emails this week, or I want to be marketing this new course I'm doing, or I want to get more people in my membership, or I really want to get more people buying my one-on-one services, or I want to get them in that class. Those are all the reasons why you need content and why it stumps us when we're trying to figure out what on earth do we want to say. Well, let's repurpose some of the things that we've already said and done and used before. The workshop is May 10th and 11th. That's next week. It's 12 p.m. Eastern each day. Yes, you get the recordings. It's way better if you can attend live because you get that mighty seat. You get personal feedback. You get the demos. You get to ask me what you want me to do. The walkthroughs are on point 2, part 2, day 2, on the 11th. So I hope this is encouraging you to go dig out some of that stash of PLR that you have sitting on your computer. Make a little time in your calendar and go create something. Go create an email or go create a social friendly graphic from one piece. If you're feeling really in the mood, set the timer for a little bit longer and create 3 emails or 3 social media posts, because that's batching and that's time saving. That's good mojo. So I hope to see you in the workshop next week. Watch the comments down below for all the links, and we will see you again with more Thursday tips next week. Bye, mighty pals.